friends, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Christina and I love helping people budget in a way that actually works for them. Super simple. Today we're talking about something that I think is so important, how budgeting is actually a form of self-care. Do you agree? I do. And after doing so much research on this, I found so many ways, and I think we did a video not too long ago on the same topic. I used to think that self-care meant spending money, just like getting my nails done, shopping, treating myself to coffee every other day. But what I didn't realize was that true self-care isn't just about spending money. It's about making sure that you're financially stable. Remember we talked about our future self? Stress-free, being able to sleep at night, and in control of our money. Because let's be real, what's more stressful than not knowing where your money is going? When your bills are covered, when your savings are growing, and when you don't have to worry about making ends meet, to me, that is self-care. So I wanted to give you 10 quick tips as to different forms of self-care that can actually help you. Because I want you to be in a place where you feel confident with what you're doing. This is a few of the budgeting items that I currently use. And right now, I'm actually updating my website so I can actually create a Start Here page for people that go to the website that are brand new and really don't know where to begin. I'm listing everything out right there for you. So it's coming along super, it's beautiful. Almost done. I can't wait to share it with you guys. My goal is to help people, and I'll share a personal story with you. Years ago, I was in the same situation possibly that you might be in, living paycheck to paycheck. I did not have an emergency fund. I was not saving like I should be saving. I was not doing the right thing when I got paid. I was not using cash envelopes. And when I learned about cash envelopes and sinking funds and being organized and writing out my bills and everything, it changed my life. And I'm not kidding you, like amazing. Okay, so today, because we're talking about self-care, these are my self-care envelopes, and we'll talk about more about the envelopes. I do want to go through the 10 tips that I have for you guys. I'm just going to leave this little flower here and a couple little things here in front of me. Now, I have affirmation cards that are in my shop. These are super cute. This one says, financial challenges happen, but a positive mindset will help you overcome them. So having a positive mindset is super important no matter what you're doing in life. But if you're focusing on your budgeting and your finances and you're trying to get organized, you do need to be in the right mindset to do this, okay? Now, one of the things that I like to stress about that you might not agree, but we are already doing this. You are already paying your bills. You're already budgeting because you get paid, you pay your bills, you're doing what you need to do already. I just think that sometimes we need to take a step back and put our focus in different areas, like maybe learning about cash envelopes or saving for an emergency fund and things like that. So, but for today, because we're talking about self-care, I want to give you guys these envelopes for $5. So the self-care envelopes will be on the website for $5 for you. There's no code needed. Okay, so let me show you a couple more of these. Document even the tiniest savings. They all add up. So true. End each month by reviewing your budget and planning for the next. These are super cute. We have 31 of these in a pack. Focus, and every day you should pull out a new one and you should read it. Whatever inspires you is what is going to motivate you to continue on, to keep doing it. Focus on the essentials first and then work towards your wants. Okay. Oh, remember, budgeting is a marathon, not a sprint. Okay, so today I'm sharing the 10 ways self-care and finances are connected. Okay, so I did this video a couple times already, but I feel like I sometimes ramble on, and I'm going to try my best not to do that. Okay, so the first one I want to talk about is stress. Number one is going to be reducing stress and anxiety, which is super like this is like a no-brainer. Like managing your money wisely prevents stress, and it gives you peace of mind, and it gives you that emotional balance. Okay. Number 2 is creating healthy boundaries. Just like self-care is about setting personal boundaries, budgeting helps set spending boundaries. And that's why, like, spending limits. And so that's why we create our cash envelopes and our sinking funds, and we try to budget within those categories. Okay, number 3, improving mental clarity. When your finances are organized, you can focus on your personal growth instead of constantly worrying about money. Do you agree with that? Yes or no? I do. I think it's extremely important. I think that there's nothing more upsetting for me to hear that people will be having issues and they're stressed out. They can't focus on anything else because they're too busy worrying about their bills. So we don't want you to do that. We want you to live freely. And you can do that. Please know that you can do that if you just make small changes. Okay, number 4, confidence. Taking control of your money is going to give you confidence in your decisions and your future. Just like practicing self-care strengthens self-worth. So I do believe in that. Back in the day when I was, I don't know if you want to call it managing my money, but I didn't have the confidence. And over time, as I learned the cash envelope system, as I learned how to utilize sinking funds, as I grew my emergency fund and found ways to increase the money, I increase my confidence, and so won't you. Okay, number 5 is prioritizing. Prioritizing what matters to you. That is how self-care and budgeting are connected, because you are prioritizing the things that are important. You're prioritizing the things that you're spending your money on that bring you joy, fulfillment, everything. Okay, number 6, I'm trying to go through these fairly quickly. These are already tips that you probably already know, but I also want to talk to you guys about ways that you could do things for free. Well, what are self-care things that we can do as well, right? Okay, number 6 is supporting your long-term goals. When you have your finances in order, it allows you to invest in your personal well-being, like attending therapy, wellness retreats, exercising, fitness classes, personal development classes. Okay, number 7. This is one that I really like, mindfulness. Okay, so being intentional, this is number 7, being intentional with your spending, like budgeting for self-care, creates mindfulness around your money and your personal well-being. So a lot of us probably don't take the time to create envelopes for our self-care. But if you take a look at the regular variable cash envelopes that we have, that we use for groceries, household, eating out, gas, beauty, and miscellaneous. The beauty envelope is what I typically use. Now, I started, because we did our last video, I now have added the self-care envelopes to my on-the-go wallet. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go get it to show you. Have to be. Number 8 is about, it gives you freedom and choices. Smart money habits let you enjoy self-care guilt-free, meaning this is why you use your envelopes, because you're preparing and you're setting money aside. So let's just say you want to go on this resort, you know, for the whole weekend, and you don't need to feel guilty about going because you set money aside. You're just setting money aside and you're making wise choices to take care of you. So these are called the Adelina wallets that are in the shop. Everything else is your typical binder, but this is also a binder, but it's made for on-the-go wallet. I mean, you can use it obviously for what you choose to, right? I have some receipts. I have some of my cards here, and I keep them here because these are like my more very, very important cards, business related cards. So I just leave them there. And then I have my driver's license, and then I have my on-the-go envelopes. So I leave my binder. Which one's this? I also have these like little dividers. This one's sinking funds. So I leave this one. I leave my sinking funds, my cash envelopes, and my holiday binder at home. And then I will I also have a set of the variable envelopes that I put in the on-the-go wallet to take with me out and about. So I am prepared. I'm always prepared. And ever since I started this journey, I always would think outside the box. I always tried to think of how can I get ahead in different ways, like saving all of your $5 bills, saving all your $1 bills. I was thinking crazy, like selling my things that I no longer use. So I do think outside the box. And one of the things that I always recommend to people is to make sure that you add more money to your miscellaneous envelope, because that's what it is. It is miscellaneous for that reason. So you can use it for anything. Okay, so like if your other envelopes, like maybe eating out and it's like, I don't want to cook on this day, then you have your money set aside. And then we also have these envelopes here, which guess what? I already started. I've been started on our last video. Okay. So these are wardrobe, nails and petty, makeup and skincare. I love this. Me time and outing, and handbags and handbags and shoes, and gym and workout gear. I absolutely love these. I love them. I love them. And that is why I'm giving you guys, I'm listing them on the website for $5, just so you guys can grab a pack when you're ready, okay? And then we also have the notepad. So grab the notepad as well. I mean, if you can, I'm just trying to make it fun for you, okay? So let's just move this over here. And then what I do is I have my sinking funds over here, and then I also have the same cash envelopes right there with a little divider. Do you see it? So these are my cash envelopes. I keep all of my credit cards in the back here because I'm not using them. So I keep all those in the back. And these are, I leave them when I need the money. I put them in my on the go. And I just keep it very structured. I keep it, you know, it's the same process that I do every week. So sometimes I might not take money out because it might be like a super busy week for me, and I might not even have to go to like the groceries and stuff. I might have enough in the envelopes sometimes, but if I have to go, I go. I figure out what I need, and it doesn't have to be the same amount every week. I figure out what I need and I just add it to the envelopes. I absolutely love it so much. Even at my age, I love it because I challenge myself. And when you see improvement, like when you see your emergency grow, or you see your sinking funds accumulating and you don't have to use a credit card for Christmas and things like that, like it's a really big thing, or vacation, and you save enough money for vacation, like it's a really good feeling. And so we just talked about that, right? Confidence. I don't think we talked about this, right? 8 or 9. So preventing a burnout. So just like, you know how we overwork, sometimes we overwork at our jobs and it leads to like burnout. Well, same goes for your finances. It could drain your energy. So when you are not practicing like the right thing and you're not doing what you should be doing, it will drain your energy and make you sad or depressed and things like that. So that's why having a good organized system. I think we're number 10. So this is like the best, to have a positive relationship with money. So you're positive, like you know what you're doing with it. You're not just getting paid and blowing your money and not respecting like how hard you work this week. So you're just getting that, you're having a positive relationship with it. You're writing all your bills out and you're taking those steps. It really doesn't have to be that difficult. It's not that difficult. It's really just about making those small changes that we talked about. So as I was telling you how I leave all my money in the checking account, I only take the money out from my envelopes, okay? Then you take a look at your stuff and you look at your sinking funds. This is my 1 month ahead. These are the 1 month ahead envelopes. However, I'm using them for my sinking funds. So they're the same thing, okay? So as a couple weeks ago, we did a cash reset. The cash reset, I decided to take Amazon and Target out and the grandkids, and I combined them to the envelopes that we have here, okay? So it's really about just kind of utilizing your system to make it work for you, because we're all different. Maybe you have kids, maybe you don't, maybe you have 3, maybe you have 10. So maybe you're just starting out and you only need an emergency fund. Well, it is up to you. So all I want to tell you is that as long as you start, and you start now, and I want you guys to know that self-care and budgeting go hand in hand, because if you don't do the right thing, you are going to be stressed. To highlight all of your grocery runs. So highlight all of the times that you bought groceries. And then what you're going to do is add it at the end, and that is your total that you spend for the full month. So these are some of the things that you could do in order to figure out how much, most people kind of know how much they spend every week. Maybe you do it bi-weekly, but most people kind of know, and you can kind of gauge it or guess, and just pull the money out, fill this out, bring this to the teller, and then that way you can get smaller denominations. So if you are feeling like sinking funds or saving challenges, then you have smaller amounts to do so. If you're unable to, that's fine as well. Do what works for you right now, but you will get into, you will get into the groove of it. Okay, so let's see. So I kind of gave you guys a couple different ideas that I was researching and trying to look up, but what self-care really means, just beyond, spending. It's not about just, getting your nails done and buying an outfit. It's about reducing your stress level and making your life easy for you. And I believe that mental health is a huge part of money. I do. I believe it's a huge part of money. So I think that if you are stressed out about your finances, that's going to lead you to have anxiety and depression, and that's exactly what I had. But if you have a clear system in place, it's going to help you feel more in control. So you're not feeling all over the place. Okay, so why don't we, today, we're almost done here, but what I want you guys to do is, if you already have your self-care envelopes, great. If you don't need to get them, that's great, because if you already have the envelopes that we have in the shop, which are these, the ones that say groceries, household, eating out, beauty, it has a beauty right here. So start filling that envelope up. I want you to start filling it out, because you're going to add $5 and $10 and keep adding. Setting aside even small amounts is going to allow you to enjoy yourself, and you don't have to feel guilty. Okay? We want you to enjoy your self-care and not feel guilty. All right. And then remember when we talked about our mindset? Self-care is important, and budgeting for your self-care is responsible. It's not selfish. So for example, if you're setting aside money for your bills, grocery savings, you can also budget for you. Whether it's a coffee fund, a clothing fund, going to the gym, a gym membership, or even extra time to relax at home, self-care is truly essential. Hey, you can even do a personal development class, or get a book, buy a book and read it. Super important. And it's crazy, because I'm actually learning about this as well. I wasn't doing the correct things as well, even for myself. Yup. As I am going to this event, Planner Journal Con, at the end of the month, I'm super introverted. People probably don't think that, but I am. And it took me to get my hair done professionally, just because I'm going. And after I got my hair done professionally, I was like, oh my goodness. It looked 120% better. But me, I was always rushing. Oh, let me just do the grays. Let me just do let me do the back. It's not a big deal. It was a big deal. It looked horrible. And I cannot tell you how good I felt when I came out of the hairdressers. I felt like a new woman, honest to goodness. And then I was like, okay, well, I need to get my clothes. So you guys know that I have a clothing fund. So I started buying clothes, and I said, oh my God, this is so fun. Why haven't I done this before? Why am I neglecting myself? You can't constantly run on empty, or You can't constantly say, I'm busy, I'm busy, I'm busy all the time, because you're going to run out. And guess what? If I'm out, how can I take care of other people if I don't have like sleep or mental clarity? I wanted to share a couple things with you that are free when it comes to doing self-care items. I have journaling and writing in your planner, your money goals, decluttering your space, getting rid of stuff in your house as well, setting up a no spend for days. Setting up a no spend, like picking a couple different days that you can do. It doesn't, or you can even do like a weekend that you don't spend any money. You can create a vision board for your budgeting goals. So what are some other things? Walking for 30 minutes, walking on the walking pad, journaling every night, taking a hot bath. Just thinking of all the things that you can do that are for free that you could. That is considered self-care, you know, creating a good meal to eat for yourself and not just grabbing like, you know, McDonald's and things like that. So I know I tried to make this video really simple, and I was really struggling as to what to show you in the beginning of the video. And I just hope that it makes sense. The bottom line is that budgeting and self-care go hand in hand, and we have to take care of ourselves, because if we don't, we can't help other people, number one, and you need to focus on your future self. We've talked about that many times. What that means is that if you don't make these small changes now, how are you going to be able to live better? You have to focus on yourself. Don't worry about what other people are doing. You don't really know what goes on behind closed doors. You want to be in a good financial place for yourself and for your family. It's really important, and I think that everyone deserves to have a little bit of self-care, whatever you choose to do. But start now. Start setting money aside little by little to get the things that you want, and don't feel guilty about it. It's not about not getting the things that you want. Absolutely not. I'm not even like that. Like I get what I want. Okay, period. I like to have my house decorated. I like to have it nice and clean, and I like to get the things I like. It's within reason, and it's just about managing your money. That's it. So when you guys get paid tomorrow or Friday, think about what you're doing. Okay? Think about what you're doing before you just blow it. So sit down and just think about it. Use the paycheck tracker and go through. I know things take time. That is okay. So take some time and work on the things that you have to do. You know, we talked about, what else? I think we talked about, so sit down and think. I want you to tell me what you define self-care. Is it just buying yourself stuff? Is it because it's for financial security? Is it for hobbies? Is it what do you define self-care? I don't like stress, so I definitely would make changes. I'm so glad that I actually made changes, because I wouldn't even be here today if I didn't. So stress is a huge cause of anxiety. Many people many people avoid looking at their bank account because they don't want to face reality. Budgeting takes that away. It takes that fear away, because it gives you control over your money. So like, I used to do the same thing. I used to get bills and throw them in the drawer. I never would look at my bank account. Why? I used to feel so anxious about money because I had no idea where it was going. Every month, it felt like a guessing game. And I was constantly worried about making ends meet. Once I started budgeting, I felt so much relief. I knew what bills were coming in. I know the dates. Now they're completely memorized. I know what I can spend. And most importantly, I wasn't constantly worried about my money anymore. So what I suggest for you is to track your expenses for 1 week, just to see where your money goes. It's an eye-opener that helps reduce financial stress. So track all your expenses for 1 week. Come back to me and let me know how much you spent. You will be shocked. Instead of feeling guilty for spending money on yourself, plan for it. A self-care sinking fund ensures that you have money set aside for the things that make you feel good without even impacting your budget. So I used to think budgeting meant cutting out fun completely. But I learned it's actually just about balancing your priorities. Okay? So now I have a self-care envelope where I set, actually I have quite a few, I have 6 of them, where I set aside small amounts each week. I love it. This way, when I want to get my nails done, I do. When I want to grab a coffee, I can. Or take a mental health day, I can without feeling guilty. So, a lot of people, many people feel bad about spending money on themselves, especially when they're trying to pay off debt or save money. The key is to give yourself permission to include self-care in your budget because it's necessary. It's not selfish. We have to do this in order for our sanity, and why not? So think about it. We budget for groceries, rent, bills. Why not budget for self-care as well? So self-care, it doesn't mean that you're being irresponsible. It means that you're prioritizing your well-being alongside of your financial goals. Create some budget-friendly self-care ideas. Not all self-care requires spending money. Some of the best forms of self-care are free. Okay, like some of the things that we just talked about. So if you're on a tight budget, self-care doesn't have to cost a thing. Here are some free ways that you can take care of yourself now. So I'm going to give you a couple examples of self-care. These are free. These are free ideas, okay? Journaling your financial goals. So writing out all of your goals in your planner. You have 2 task pages here that you can use, or you can use whatever. You can even use this page here, which is the back side before the month on 2 pages. So you could journal right there. You can write out your financial goals. You can organize your wallet. You can organize your on-the-go wallet, your budget planner, your cash envelopes, kind of go through all of them and make sure they're all perfect. You can have a no spend day to reset your spending habits. So maybe pick a Saturday or a Friday, and you can say, okay, no spend on Friday. Trust me, it's fun. You can declutter your space like we talked about, take a walk, spending some time outside, for walking and exercising are really good, and they're free. So what I want you to do, I want to challenge you guys to pick one free self-care habit to try this week, and I'd love for you to share in the comments below what you are going to share. Okay, I'm sorry. I hope this video is not long. I just want you guys to be on the right path to success. Please leave me a comment below, but first, don't forget, subscribe, like the video, and say hello, and leave me a comment below on what free self-care habit you're going to try this week. All right, guys, I'm actually losing my voice. I hope you have an amazing night. Bye for now, and we'll be back next week. Bye.